real talk. How many of you Googled life science internship near me at 2 am and got zero helpful result? Same here. But today's guest not only found the way but created a whole damn map. Welcome to the very first episode of BioTechTrek Podcast, where life science students get real about the chaos, the confusion, and the career moves. So today we are sitting with someone who also didn't have it figured out but started it anyway. He's a student like most of us, running between classes, cramming in vivas, binging on webinars, but he's also the reason that BioTechTrek exists. He's not just the founder but a chief and a struggler for life sciences. Okay, so let's quickly get into the podcast. So we started with our segment 1. So Dhruv, before we get into the whole startup journey, tell me first how your class is going on.
I mean, classes is going good. I've been granted permission for not attending college right now because of the startup. I mean, that is a good thing that college even support us. So yeah, I mean, it's good.
Okay, so let's start where most of the biotech journey has started.
Yeah.
Confusion. So like, how you end up in this field?
To be very honest, that was not my plan. Like most of the people who are connected through my LinkedIn knows that. As everyone, I gave my NEET. I got 542 in my NEET. Just by 2 marks, I left government seat, and that's how my journey for biotechnology started. It was very heartbreaking. After the first semester of my college, I was in college, and it was totally a new field. I wanted to do PhD. That was my main goal when I joined biotechnology field.
Okay, so like, what freaked you out in the second year as you told about the first semester?
Yeah, I mean, when I was in my second semester, I realized how much internships and research experience is very important. As many of the college in India are tier 2 and tier 3 colleges, what I have noticed is they do not have much infrastructure, they do not have any equipment even for the experiment. That was the one thing which I noticed, and that's how my aim for getting a research internship and all this started.
Okay, that's great.
Yeah.
And like, how this all started? Like, you should think that maybe I could help. So like, how like BioTechTrek started?
Now that is very interesting. Okay, let me just tell you regarding the journey. In my how my first year ended, I applied to SRFP. SRFP Summer Research Fellowship Program, in which I applied in ISC Bangalore. Like, I wrote my SOP for that. Now the catch was my CGPA of first semester was 6.9. I mean, which is like very low as compared to any university or anyone. No one will accept you for any internship. And as far as I remember, the average score for even applying for SRFP was 7.5, I think, or 8. So I was not even eligible for that. I just applied through it. I tried to take help from many people regarding SOP, but to be very honest, no one helped me. I didn't have my LinkedIn account at that time. Even the professor and teacher didn't much help me regarding SOP. So that was one thing. I applied, and luckily, to be very honest, I really hard work regarding the SOP, and I got into CSIR ICB in Kolkata. So now writing through ISC and getting into a Kolkata, from Bangalore to Kolkata, that is been a journey. When I went in there, the first question which my professor, Dr. Anand Bandas Gupta, he was a post-doctorate fellow there, he asked me just preparing me as SGS gel. So as you know, in second year, normal student, gel electrophoresis अच्छे से नहीं आता है, and then they are telling me to write SGS, prepare SGS gel. I was obviously a bit confused, but there I can see the ingredient written on the board. In that part, I tried to do this thing, and on that day I strike that there is a huge lag between the exposure and whatever we are learning. I'm not blaming any theoretical part, but the practical exposure is a bit dicey in our part. So that is how BioTechTrek was born. I mean, it was just a one-day thought. It was not prepared because I really wanted to do PhD. So yeah, I mean, that was just started with BioTechTrek, just one day thing. Yeah.
Okay. So as we move to our next segment, so what is the most weirdest part you think that running a whole platform at the age of 22?
I mean, as many say, age is just a number, and I just turned 22 right now. I mean, starting something, a startup was never my idea, but I think somehow business genes came up on my path. And I didn't start it alone. There was one more guy with me, Kaustubh Talde. We all started with BioTechTrek. So in the starting, what we used to do is we used to collaborate with many companies and bring them the recruiting solution. We still do that. There are many companies who are tied up. There are 48 plus companies who are tied up with BioTechTrek. And the weirdest part I would say is that you are not doing a job. You are not. It's like you are working 24/7. Like not 24/7, but it's like you don't have any holiday. You are working on Sunday, you are working on Saturday at any time in your time. And you also know that we are meeting kabhi raat mein 3 baje, like any time. It is the I think the weirdest part of it.
Okay, so as talking about life balance, so I really wanted to ask, though I know, but still I wanted to ask you, do you even sleep, because he's mostly available between 1 p.m. to 1 a.m. or 3-4 a.m. So what's your schedule look like?
I mean, even I am trying to figure that out. My schedule is mostly I am a night owl. I don't sleep around the night. I usually sleep by 6 to 7 in the morning, and I usually wake up 10 to 11 or 12. I mean, that is the schedule that I follow, and it's very tough in college, like managing college. But yeah, I mean, that's just it. And even like whosoever people who are working in BioTechTrek knows about that, because whenever I sleep, I just send voice note at 5-6 in like before sleeping, so that they just know what work they need to do.
Okay, so next we move to our segment 3. It's called If You Are Listening to This. So what would you say to the student thinking, like, who feels lost right now?
Yeah, that is quite a question. I would say 95% people who are in the life science field don't really know what to do. What may be the reason of it? You may know. First thing is there is not such people, or even I would say counseling thing. Whatsoever is available in the market. Like you are also a biotech student. You also know that even when we were in our college in first year, we don't really knew what to do. I mean, we were just lost. We used to like attend classes and have fun. I mean, that is the life of a first year student. But as you move forward towards the college, you may realize one thing, that this is just a part of it. You need to build your career in that. And now comes the stage, there is a life science. Now, if you want to do something in the field of life sciences, what you need? Proper guidance. That is lacking in the market. Proper people, proper curriculum. What are the careers available? How to apply? Like, I mean, how to apply for internship, scholarship. There are n number of scholarship by government. There are n number of research internship in which you will also get a stipend. There are many things which people are unaware about, and that was the main motive. Through BioTechTrek, we'll try to bridge every gap in the field of life science. I mean, that was the main motto of it. So I mean,
so this is all BioTechTrek offers basically.
I mean, yeah, that is like that would be a complete list of what we offer. But yeah, I mean, we will try to solve and bridge every problem that one faces in the life sciences. Yeah, that is true.
Okay, that's great. We move to our next segment, that is called Rapid Fire Round. So, okay, Dhruv, I'm starting the rapid fire round. So, you have to quickly answer the question. So, first is, what's the most common mistake people do in SOPs?
SOPs, firstly, people use AI right now.
Yeah.
When I was in my first year, when I used to write SOP, one thing which was there was no AI at that time. People usually mistake AI. People usually don't follow the curriculum. I would say कि there are around 10 to 12 types of SOP that we have discovered according to a separate student. So that is one thing. SOP is one of the most important, because मैं सबको यही बोलता हूँ, मेरा खुद का 6.9 था. Okay, went into SRFP, not that easy even for bachelor, because the selection criteria is very low, and even that you are getting paid for it. You are getting a stipend. I was gone to Pune as well. मेरे को कोलकाता से ही ले गए थे, and they used to cover my airfare का जो भी टिकट रहता था. SOP is, I mean, very important. One thing to apply for any internship, SOP is the best thing that one can write. Mistake wise, AI, do not ever use AI. Grammatical error कभी नहीं होने चाहिए, because understand सामने कौन बैठा है, कौन professor ही पढ़ेगा. Probably he is a PhD or a postdoctorate or a higher authority. उनको सब आइडिया है हाउ इज अ स्टूडेंट राइटिंग, या कहीं से कुछ कॉपी करा है. नेवर कॉपी एनी SOP, because SOP is about your identity. It's like a Aadhaar card for internship. So that is one mistake, I mean, people really do.
Okay. Next, what's one myth about life sciences that needs to be busted?
I mean, I would be very harsh regarding that. One myth is that college provides placement. That is very true. even I have faced this. Not criticizing any college, but yeah, I mean it's about placement.
Okay, so what one internship myth that needs to be tested?
That I have also heard, do not apply in ISC because they do not take average people. That is one myth. Guys, I also don't believe. I am also not from tier 2 or tier 3 like college. I am from tier 4 college, I think. And applying and getting internship, I think you just have to apply. You don't have to wait for anything. You just have to apply.
Okay. So next rapid fire के question हम लोग audience के लिए छोड़ेंगे, that is कि attendance और internal marks, what is the bigger scam? Okay, so please tell us in the comment section. Okay, so last question of this, dream place you helped someone to get into.
That was very recent. I would say probably like मेरे को 2 हफ्ते पहले एक DM आया था. We have never applied. We have never tried someone for OIST. OIST is internship and the fellowship that you get across China, and like she got selected into it. I was like really happy about it because that was even the first time that we were trying international scholarship. We have cracked many like government internship with multiple people, so I mean that was it.
Okay, that's great. So this end of our segment. So we move to our next segment, that is where BioTechTrek is going. So where do you see BioTechTrek going next?
I can see it to be like obviously a big life science company, like consulting company, I would say, because we will try to bridge every solution, whatever is available in the industry. I mean, everyone is doing another thing, कोई कुछ भी कर रहा है, but we are not trying to be on the same path. We want थोड़ा बहुत different ही we are trying. So I mean that just it. बहुत सारी चीजें we provide. So yeah.
Okay, so what is the most happiest moment in BioTechTrek for you?
बहुत सारे ऐसे तो, but I think I always will remember the first moment. That was like me and Gosto were sitting. पहला SOP we drafted, and that was in like 200 rupees. बहुत उस time it was like wow, there was something because we just started it. Like 1 महीना हुआ होगा probably. And I mean that was the happiest. हमने like 200 रुपए थे और उसको पूरा उड़ा दिए थे. Like पूरा तो ऐसे बोल रहा हूँ, but yeah, 200 rupees was a big deal. So we spent it on McDonald's, yes, and that was one of the most happy. उसके बाद तो बहुत सारे हैं. I mean 10,000 was on LinkedIn was also one thing. 100,000 on Instagram. Yeah, बहुत सारे हैं छोटे छोटे.
Okay, great. And what is the most demotivating moment that you feel that what you are doing and where you are going kind of?
वो भी बहुत सारे हैं. कभी कभार even I feel, because I mean सबकी situation ऐसी है. Like even as a student you may feel कि what am I even doing in life? There have been instances where I feel, because see, you also know कि बहुत सारी teams है कभी कभार they are not working well. It just feels कि what am I even investing on, because पूरा दिन ऐसे ही होता है, like getting in calls, scrum calls, so how are they working. कभी कभार होता है कि they are not performing. And एक बार I think I remember when we went into the Pithampur sector. Pithampur is like the industrial area of Indore and MP. वहाँ पे एक है, तो वहाँ पे सारी फार्मा कंपनीज बिल्ड है, तो वी यूज्ड टू गो फॉर कॉन्ट्रैक्ट की जस्ट फॉर रिक्रूटिंग कॉन्ट्रैक्ट कर लो फॉर B2B बिजनेस लाइक ATS स्क्रीनिंग एंड ऑल फॉर CVs. वहाँ पे हमको एक सर ने बहुत चिल्लाया था कि व्हाट आर यू इवन डूइंग, आई थिंक दिस विल नॉट वर्क, योर स्टार्टअप इज जस्ट गोइंग लाइक. उस टाइम आई थिंक हार्डली हमारे कुछ भी नहीं था, लाइक इट वाज जस्ट अ बेस, लाइक 2 people वर्किंग, कुछ भी नहीं. एंड बहुत उस टाइम बहुत डीमोटिवेटिंग था, बट इट वाज लाइक वी नीड टू शो देम. इट वाज लाइक थोड़ा उल्टा. एंड रिसेंटली मेरे को उनका टेक्स्ट आया ऑन लिंक्डइन की वाओ यू हैव डन दैट. आई वाज लाइक ठीक है भाई, अभी देखो आगे और
Achievement.
हाँ तो देखो अभी तो जस्ट स्टार्ट है.
Okay, that's great. So as we all know regarding the services part, but what do you want to tell to people who are watching?
I mean जो LinkedIn पे दिखता है, that is more likely not of the service that we offer. We do multiple things. Firstly, BioTechTrek started as a B2B. B2B is business to business. So we used to provide ATS services, and even we have our like software for ATS screening. Now वो भी एक अलग चीज है which I think people really don't know about it. ATS is applicant tracking system, and for each CV, like HR usually spend around 20 seconds or even not spend. Like in big MNCs, there have software in which your CV will directly screen. Like even in BioTechTrek, when someone sends us mail, अगर वो ATS CV नहीं है, so they get a separate mail कि this is not your CV. Like you need to make better CV. So that is the ATS software and the CV we used to make. Like अभी बनाते हैं कभी कभार, but that is the one thing जैसे हमने स्टार्ट करा था तो हम लोग कॉन्ट्रैक्ट करते थे कंपनीज के साथ. दैट इज द वन थिंग दैट वी ऑफर टू द कंपनीज स्टिल, एंड दैट इज द फर्स्ट वर्क दैट आई वुड से BioTechTrek ever started. Second thing that was like obviously SOPs. We started with SOPs. We were not planning to help a student in getting internship at that time. जो tier 2 and tier 3 बच्चों से which I have often heard कि बहुत लोग ऐसे हैं जिनको पता ही नहीं है how to grab an internship, how to do and like be the best in their field. Then what we started, we used to take a batch of people, like probably 3 or 4 depending on the profile, and then we used to build the whole profile like CV से लेके SOP, how to get LOR, the best LOR for any internship in India. And धीरे धीरे we started like that, and like last time SRFP में we had around, I think हम लोगों ने 52 लोगों की मदद करी थी, and out of them I think 31 of them got selected, which was very huge deal. मैंने भी नहीं सोचा था ये कभी. And recently global internship एक को YSC मिल गया, and that was also one of the deal. तो profile building internships में मदद, in government internship, because no one really does that, and I feel like people really need this, like पूरे इंडिया में, because सबसे बेस्ट internship होती है गवर्नमेंट इंटर्नशिप. देयर आर मल्टीपल कोर्सेज बहुत सारे मिल जाएंगे, बट अंटिल यू गेट हैंड्स ऑन, मतलब व्हाट आई हैव नोटिस्ड मेरे कॉलेज में, इवन यू नो एलाइजा प्लेट दिखाते थे, लाइक देयर वर एलाइजा प्लेट इन सेकंड ईयर की, ये देखो, यू डोंट इवन कैन लाइक टच देम, बहुत एक्सपेंसिव है. नाउ इन CSIR कोलकाता मैंने खुद ने 40 बार खुद ने एलाइजा परफॉर्म कराया. तो दैट्स व्हाट आई हैव नोटिस्ड कि बहुत दिक्कतें हैं. तो whatever the best thing I would say, rather than courses doing multiple things, I would often say getting an internship is the best thing.
Okay, Dhruv, so people obviously who follow us know a little bit about our services, but what do you want to say about it, that what exactly we do?
Okay, so I mean बहुत सारी चीजें करते हैं जो कि LinkedIn पे इतनी दिखती नहीं है. First of all, we started as a B2B thing in which we used to provide recruitment services. उस टाइम पे तो हम नॉर्मली कॉन्ट्रैक्ट करके स्टूडेंट सेंड करते थे फॉर एनी वैकेंसीज. बहुत टाइम लग गया, बहुत असल भी है उसमें. वी यूज्ड टू गो वेरी लॉन्ग डिस्टेंस पीथमपुर इजीली, एंड दैट टू ऑन अ 2-wheeler. That was a part of it. Apart from that, हम लोग अभी भी 48 कंपनी के टाइड अप है रिगार्डिंग रिक्रूटमेंट सर्विसेज एंड ATS थिंग. तो ATS इज एप्लीकेंट ट्रैकिंग सिस्टम, सॉफ्टवेयर वाइज होता है. We like हमारे खुद के Gmail पे भी वो अटैच है, in which if anyone sends us any CV, उनको खुद ही मेल आ जाता है if the CV is accepted or CV is rejected. So that is one part of it. People really miss things कि हम लोग अप्लाई कर रहे हैं, रिवर्ट नहीं आ रहा है. अरे you need to understand कि सब लोग अप्लाई कर रहे हैं. Any MNCs 1-2 वैकेंसी के लिए 2-2 हज़ार लोग रहते हैं. तो how are you being different from that? So there is ATS thing. And when we started this ATS thing, it's been very boom. Like अभी तक हम लोग 200 से 300 plus CVs बना चुके हैं, and we have never gotten a very bad response. That is one thing. And इतनी अच्छी से, like I personally believe if anyone don't even like our services, like full money back to you on the ATS thing at least. Okay, so writing service में ऐसा है कि basically सारी सर्विस ऐसे स्टूडेंट की डिफिकल्टी से ही चालू हुई है. BSc गए, MTech, BTech गए, they have to do their theses and the dissertation part, so they have been struggling, and I have gotten multiple DMs. So usko dekh ke we started this writing service in which we offer review articles, research paper publication. Even if they want to publish it, we also help directly in that, and even the writing part, if they need any help, we help them, because awareness की कमी है, किधर publish करना है, journal क्या है. So we have our expert with us, 26 people are in the team. So that's how I think writing part है. And also I think I forgot to tell regarding the PhD application जो हम लोग करते हैं. सारे post doctorates and even for PhD for abroad, I am saying we help in the application. पूरी profile building, review articles, research paper, what should be in your CV. हर countries का CV अलग है. We have our professor जो कि बाहर हैं. They help in the process of reviewing and everything. Visa application, interview prep, SOPs, LORs, how to build your profile like that. We help in that, and ये सब उससे ही चालू हुआ है because we before even starting the services हमारे पास लोग थे जिनका हमने application कर दिया और उसका successful हो गया. So I think that was the one part of it.
Okay. So how do you build that trust to your audience?
Trust, I think it's being very organic because we funds थे नहीं, कहाँ से आएंगे funds, कुछ भी नहीं था. Starting from social media, LinkedIn, I mean जो चीजें whatever we have provided. What I have noticed is अगर audience खुश है then you have built trust. Starting में क्या ही service, तो we used to do free webinar and workshop. उसमें देयर वाज लाइक केसेस हम लोग फ्री में करते थे, हम लोग खुद ही वेबिनार का कंटेंट भी डिजाइन करते थे, लाइक बीइंग अ बीएससी गाय एंड जो भी छोटी मोटी अपनी उस टाइम टीम थी, 4-5 लोग थे, वी यूज्ड टू सिट इन कैफेज एंड कैबिन्स में बैठ के हम लोग पूरे दिन रात पूरे हफ्ते का करते थे, क्योंकि हमारे पास एक्सपर्ट नहीं थे उस टाइम. We used to do it on our own, and what we realized is कि पहले तो करते जाओ until unless you realize the final way of doing it. Like these days क्या होता है, पहले तो हम लोग खुद सब कुछ करते थे, उसमें ऑडियंस नहीं आती थी, 30-40 मुश्किल से आती थी, and that too in the free ones. अब क्या हो गया, what I noticed कि तब तक ऑडियंस का टेंशन है, उनको कुछ चीज पसंद नहीं आएगी, एंड ऑल्सो अफोर्डेबिलिटी, दैट इज वन थिंग, बिकॉज व्हाट आई नोटिस्ड इन मार्केट इज कि बहुत एक्सपेंसिव कोर्सेज एंड करिकुलम होता है. वो एक बहुत बड़ी दिक्कत है, which I personally feel, because getting an internship is very important. Now comes कि how are we helping in getting internship? तो दो तरीके हैं, एक तो गवर्नमेंट इंटर्नशिप जो गवर्नमेंट दे रही है, उसमें obviously we don't have any take, but what we can do is, for example, you come, like you are from tier 4 college, like कोई सा भी ठीक ठाक सा college है, not very stabilized, you want an internship, you are in third year, let's say BSc, तो summer internship में you can apply. अब how to apply, सारी documentation, full profile building, we do from our side. ये चीजें होती है, और फिर international internship, scholarship, getting a scholarship is also one thing. So that is about internships and scholarships mainly. Webinar में तो and workshop, I think recently workshop हमने bioinformatics का करी थी. We got a very good response, 56 around response, and that too in the pricing for 5 days, 5 expert speaker. Pricing was 449 approx, and I think that was very minimal, and that was a hands-on workshop as well. So that was the one case. उसके बाद से स्टडी अब्रॉड की एक सर्विस है, बिकॉज लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल इफ यू वांट टू गो टू स्टडी अब्रॉड, व्हाट यू विल डू, लाइक व्हाट यू विल थिंक, लाइक कि कैसे करना है.
Yeah, exactly. People, generally go for a consultancy who does for it free. Like,
yeah,
exactly.
Like, I would not name the consultancy, but many people know.
Yeah.
Free में बहुत लोग करते हैं. They get on calls. रोज सुबह शाम कॉल कर रहे हैं कि हमारे काउंसलर है. But what we as an audience do not understand is कि वो फ्री में क्यों करते हैं?
Yeah, what's their benefit?
उनका कुछ फायदा तो होगा, but like what we feel is कि हमको तो फ्री में मिल रहा है. Now that is where the catch comes. वो फ्री में इसलिए कर रहे हैं. The also the case because उनका यूनिवर्सिटी से उनको पैसा मिलता है, they are tied up with यूनिवर्सिटी. तो हम लोग जब चालू कर रहे थे स्टडी अब्रॉड का, तो हम लोगों ने सारी यूनिवर्सिटी स्टडी करी, एंड व्हाट वी फाइंड आउट कि देयर आर 155 प्लस यूनिवर्सिटी इन यूएस. ब्रोशर हमने उसकी सारी डिटेल निकालने में 1000 प्लस पेज का तो सिर्फ ब्रोशर बना है. So हम लोग we don't help in like tied up, we only help in like very good universities and only the private Ivy Leagues, like which are very good public university in Germany, and we have already done much application before even starting out the study abroad thing. We have done that, so that was the case I think जो हम लोगों ने करा है.
Okay, and as we see that you as BioTechTrek, very organic growth on LinkedIn, and like great engagement. So like, what do you want to say on it?
I would say obviously it's been a journey. 0 to 2000 was very 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 tough. बहुत टाइम लग गया, I think 4 महीने. But अभी मैं देखता हूँ तो बहुत सारे companies are still struggling to build their content or on the LinkedIn. I would say consistency was one of those things, and now I think we have around 18,000 to 19,000 soon होने ही वाले हैं. 19,000 is a big number. I never thought that I would reach in like 1.5 year this much. I mean, it's been great. Engagement हमारी बहुत companies से जो बहुत सालों से हमसे बहुत अच्छी है, but yeah, luckily touch wood.
Yeah. And like, what about the team building that you want to say, or like people who are
in the team. I mean, when I started it, obviously it was like the idea only, but definitely no one can do without a team. I have always believed in the team, and no one can do it. Honestly, like I cannot do social media, I cannot do this. The fact that even if I know something, but I cannot do it alone. So there have been many people who have been since the beginning of the journey, and obviously I'm being very grateful to them. So I think you were the first one who joined, and there were Viral, Kashfi, and now the whole team. This was the first podcast on our channel, so follow for more. Stay tuned.